Hi, I'm Larry Siegel. I'm a nurse practitioner and CEO founder of Yunique Medical. I was born and raised in Ocala. And in Ocala, there wasn't any kind of alternative medicine place. There was not a lot of talent in the area, not like a New York City or California or Miami for that matter. So when I was developing the concept of this company, it was how can I bring some of the high-level therapies that they're doing in big cities? What type of medicines and techniques and technology could I use and leverage from those types of areas, but then bring it to smaller communities? Kind of like me when I lived in Ocala, it would have been nice to have something like this. The most advanced, highly technical, N=1 therapies, precision therapies to everyday people, not just the ones that lived in those areas and had high-end bank accounts and could afford everything. It could be someone who's just looking to optimize their life and just be the best that they can, meaning they're not overly ill, they don't have too many symptoms, they're just like, I want to age well, I want to feel well, I want to be the best that I can be. So that's one avatar. But there's also another avatar that I would say is more common. And those are the people, typically females, that don't feel well, all right? So they're having hot flashes, they're having night sweats, they're having mood issues, they're having intimacy issues with their husbands. They typically will say things like they don't feel like themselves. They don't know who this person is anymore. They're having issues that they didn't have in prior years. So they come to me almost in a little bit of desperation. And typically in those consults that we do with those clients, there's tears to be had. That's why we have tissues in every room. So they're looking at me to help them. So my goal with any client is to listen. So if you look at some of the 5-star reviews, that's what everybody says. Larry listens and listens. I do, I take the time to listen to somebody's story. And then my goal is to walk them through a journey to getting them back to who they quote used to be, giving them back their life, changing their lives. I give myself 4 weeks to change somebody's life, all right? So that is pretty impactful and pretty fast. Most people don't like to wait around and hope that they feel better someday, all right? So I give myself 4 weeks. From the time that you sit with me to 4 weeks later, you are going to be a different person. So that's a typical client journey. And then we have some that's not in the hormone space that are really sick. Hormone definitely is gonna be a component, but it's only one piece of the pie. So we like to look at other biometrics and markers to really look deep into their biochemistry to figure out what is ailing them and then how I can fix it and what I can modulate so that they can feel the best versions of themselves. They took a little more time for their healing journey. Typically, I like to say I move the needle on these people in 1 to 3 months. In this world, things are moving very fast. There's access to new therapies and new things. So whenever I hear of something new, I try to figure out if it's, number one, BS or is it legit? If it's legit, I try to bring it into our ecosystem so I can offer it to my clients. Goal being, help more people.